מה זה?
זה הוויז'ן שלי, זה אחד הדברים שחלמתי עליהם, מפת הארץ המובטחת.
יפה.
הגיע הזמן, קוראים לזה ירושלם. אתה מתחבר לחזון?
מאוד.
באמת?
מאוד.
בישראל השלמה.
It's unacceptable to hear that Netanyahu speaks of greater Israel and speaks of their annexation and in fact tries to distract, I would say, the public opinion in Israel that luckily, slowly, very limitedly, but still is waking up to what is happening. The situation in Gaza for journalists and not only for people in general is catastrophic. And the killing of journalists by Israeli forces has been increasing during the conflict. And we know it had different episodes, including the last ones that were killing of journalists that were accused by Israel, at least some of them, of being agents of Hamas. But this didn't bring to any action of any kind, but rather just killing and killing of journalists. So for us, this is unacceptable. We have voiced our condemnation, and I think that the EU should step up its efforts to isolate the Israeli government from the international community in this moment. We need ceasefire, and we need to see a stop of the killings of journalists. I insist to say that the Gaza conflict of these last months have been the conflict where you see the highest number of casualties of journalists compared to any other recent conflict. And this is totally unacceptable. I want to send my condolences to the families and friends of the Al Jazeera journalists that have been killed. And I want to say very clearly, as an elected representative from Europe, that I will do my best to overcome what is happening today and to stop this killing. And I am ashamed by the lack of action from many of our institutions and governments in Europe. I think we could have done already much more, and we need to do much more today. Now, pressure must be for a ceasefire, but also for letting all the humanitarian aid in, because today we see children starving. And it's shameful that Prime Minister Netanyahu has been negating the starvation of children, while we see that very clearly from the images and testimonies that we get from Gaza itself. We get it also from the church, not only from the Gaza authorities, but for example, we see that the Catholic Church that is there has been giving a clear message that people are dying of hunger. And we think that this is unacceptable, and not acting is being complicit. The EU has to step up its efforts for this, using all the pressure that it can exert. And this also applies to the rest of the international community, because people are dying for hunger. And this is really something that if it's not solved, we will all be guilty for that.